Hey, what's happening, my fearless networking friends? Todd Falcone here. Welcome back to another episode here. So today we're going to talk about how do you succeed in network marketing without a sponsor. Now, in a perfect world, we'd all have somebody that enrolled us and they're there and they're teaching us and they're mentoring us and they're available and they want to help us and they're there to help us and all of that. And that's an ideal situation, to have somebody who enrolls you and then they actually work with you, especially when you're brand new to the business of network marketing or you're brand new to this company. Even if you're not brand new to network marketing and you're a new company, it's still kind of a new place for you. And while you might have an understanding of how to go do it, you're in this new environment. So having somebody that's going to guide you, lead you, mentor you, work with you is pretty vital. Now, what if you're in a situation where that person's not available and they sign you up and they disappear? Can you still succeed without a sponsor? Yes, you can. You can. Absolutely, you can succeed, because here's the deal. In the end, your sponsor's not going to do it for you. They're not going to be the ones doing the work for you. Now, look, you are missing something by not having an active, personally enrolled sponsor that is helping you to do it. Now, here's what I would do. If I had a sponsor that signed me up, disappeared, gone, they have become part of the disappeared ones. We don't know where they are. They enrolled you and they're toast. They're gone. First thing I would do is I would go upline and I would go find out who their sponsor was and who their sponsor and so on, and to see if I can find somebody that's willing to work with me or provide me some guidance if I needed it. Now, let's say you're unable to find anybody. Let's say you are somehow, personally sponsored by the company or something. Everybody upline, maybe you're not personally sponsored by the company, but everybody between you and the company is vacated the premises and you're alone. So what do you do? Now, this is a tough situation. I'm not going to deny it. It's a tough situation to be in. But it doesn't mean that you can't succeed, because again, in the end, it's you doing the work that makes the difference anyhow, right? So it's kind of like being a teenager. You're a 13-year-old kid, and the dad leaves the house, and now you got to take on the adult father role inside the household. Not fun, not ideal, but you are required to step up to a higher degree of maturity at that point and take on maybe more responsibilities than you wanted to. But you can still work it out. It's like it's the cards you've been dealt, and you have got to figure out how you're going to play the hand, because how you play the hand is really what makes the biggest difference. So what I would do in that situation, okay, I don't have a sponsor, there's nobody in the upline, I'm going to look around and see if I can possibly observe other people in other lines of sponsorship. What are they doing? What kind of training are they providing? What kind of training is the company providing that I can access? Is there enough information directly from the company that's giving me the fundamentals of what to do and where to access all of that information so that I can still be able to know what to do and how to do it? Again, going to the sideline thing or other people that you might have access to. You can look on your leaderboards. You can look in your Facebook groups that the company might have. Maybe you can make connections or friendships with other people that might be sidelined from you, that can give you maybe a little bit more direction or put you in front of some information that's going to give you greater clarity. And that would enable you to have a greater understanding of what to do and how to do it without having that person available to you. If you have, for example, third-party validation, three-way calls, very valuable part of the process in taking people through information, and then having some third-party validation somewhere through the process is very powerful, even in today's marketplace. And I would say that, and I've done this before where I didn't really have an active upline, but I was able to find friends or make friends that were in different lines, and they were kind of in the same situation. Their upline was too busy for them, and we ended up working together. We're not in the same line of sponsorship. We didn't have any financial interest in one another, but we ended up being able to help one another through three-way calls and supporting one another, even though we were in totally different lines of sponsorship, and it worked out pretty well. So the thing I just want you guys to understand is, if you don't have an active upline, if you don't have an active sponsor, it doesn't mean that you can't succeed. You know, the truth is, and people, well, you know, I don't like my sponsor, or my sponsor's not available. You can't just switch lines, right? In any network marketing, you can't just go, well, I'm switching lines. They don't allow you to do that. And the only way you can do that, legally speaking, is you have to resign your distributorship, and you have to sit out for 6 months, not placing an order and not doing anything for 6 months, and then come back in. And nobody really wants to do that. Nobody wants to sit on the sidelines for 6 months. You're all fired up. I want to go build this thing, and now I got to go sit on the sidelines for 6 months. Most people who do that, if they were to do that, they're not going to sit. They're going to go find something else or some other company, because you can't just leave one team and go to another team. Like, the company's going to find out, and then they're going to move you back, and it's just not something from a legal standpoint that any company really allows you to do. So what I would suggest that you do is, if you are in a situation where you really don't have a sponsor, start seeking out whatever information, training, support information that you can that comes directly from corporate. Find out, well, if that's not enough, or they're providing very little, maybe you can, you know, piggyback on somebody else's team, and they'll allow you to get into their team trainings or their group, and at least be able to access the information. Maybe you're not going to get the upline support from a three-way standpoint or whatever, but you can still get the training, the education, the camaraderie, and the culture in another group. And while you're doing this, because you were dealt maybe not such a great hand of cards, you got to go, look, I'm going to be the chain breaker here. This is not going to happen again. So yeah, it happened to me. But yeah, it's going to make me stronger. It's forcing me to grow up faster. It's forcing me to mature faster than I wanted to. But as a result of it, it's causing me to be a better person. It's causing me to be more serious about this business. And I'm not going to do that from this point in the future for people in my organization. I'm going to make sure that we don't play the disappearing act, that we provide and we create a culture of providing support from this point forward, especially if the chain was broken above you and it's like, oh, we don't support anybody, or you just happen to have a lame sponsor. You can still be very successful. So it's again, it's not the ideal situation, but I don't know that we're ever in the ideal situation. You know, there's always something, right? So a vacant sponsor, the sponsor never does the work for you anyhow. They support you in the work, but they don't go build it for you. You're the one that builds it. So the only thing that what are you really missing? You're missing what you are missing is the initial mentoring and guidance and help to kind of show you the ropes and figure it out. That's really advantageous. But if you didn't have that, you can still figure it out. It's like, okay, well, I don't have the instruction manual, right? Or what? We don't get an instruction manual. I don't have the instruction manual. Maybe I can go on YouTube and watch somebody put this little thing together without the instruction manual. And I'm using just kind of a weird example, but I think you guys get the point. So just be resourceful. I think that would be a great word for today, is be resourceful. If I don't know how to, where can I discover how to? If I don't understand this, where can I go to better understand this? If I am unclear about something, where can I go find the answer? Because I can't just pick up the phone and call my sponsor because they're not available. Let me see if I can go find the answer elsewhere. And the answers typically will be elsewhere. It will be a findable answer, but you have to go look for it. Maybe you just have to do a little bit more work. But in the end, look, you got to grow up faster. You got to be in a more mature position and stepping up your leadership role because you didn't have that person, and because that was the experience that you were gotten. You're like, this sucks. This really isn't very good. I'm not going to do this again. And you can be that chain breaker and say, never again am I going to be in a situation or create a situation in my organization for anybody where they're lacking in some type of support. So that's my message for the day. Hope you're having a great day. If you're on my YouTube channel, if you're on my podcast, head on over to toddfalcone.com/episode 92. TODDFALCONE.com/episode 92. That's where you find all the details on this episode. Thanks for being here. We'll see you on the next one. Have an amazing day.